We're back with Red 42. Here's Scoop Stanton and Jim Lancia.
All right. Red 42 is back. Jim Lancia and my special guest, Jay. Okay. We're gonna continue the discussion about gun control and a lot of what these false flags, aka mass shootings, are bringing up into the news here. Okay, so for the audience, we are both. I'm a retired law enforcement, and Jay is active. We are both very much pro Second Amendment, and we understand probably more than most Americans why you need it, why it's important, and why it's at the forefront constantly on the left and some of the right to be eroded, and they're doing that for a reason. And we're not going to get into that right now, but we're going to talk about how they're going about it, and it's really frustrating, and it should frustrate people whether they're going after I didn't even know what a bump stock was until maybe like a year ago. So it's not about that. It's about the constant pecking away at attachments or magazines or capacity that's going to render a legal firearm illegal just by having an attachment to it. Jay, what do you think about that?
It's really disturbing, and it's really fishy too, because Trump has supposedly informed the DOJ, which that'll flow down to the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms guys, to change things within the law, which I don't think they're going to vote on, to outlaw these bump stocks. Now, if anybody's ever used one, man, they rattle like hell. They're not all that accurate when because they're the whole damn gun's moving around. Anybody knows about firearms, so that's just beating all over the place. And they were like a gimmick thing to throw out there. And there's something about it. It's just so off to me. And last time we were on, I talked about how there's a lot of suspicious stockbroking activity that went on during the Obama time when all those mass shootings were happening. Gun companies made more money than they ever have in the entire history of gun companies, and they never passed any type of gun control when the Democrats had the best chance to do it. But every time they would stir everything up, we would go out and buy a bunch of guns and ammo. They would make tons of money. They end up finding out that gun companies in America don't compete with each other. They're pretty much all owned by two major conglomerates. And there's a lot of really suspicious things that go on to that. I won't drag us off in that direction. But
right.
The answer to this is more guns for the citizens and more freedom for the citizens to act. Cops aren't always going to be there. The best chance a victim has of stopping a crime is him himself being able to do it. Him himself feeling empowered and having the ability and the knowledge to do it. And that's what cops should be teaching citizens.
Right. And also the fact that the criminal needs to know that there's a threat that the law-abiding citizen will be armed. Believe me, that protects you more than you know, people. As a cop, I also know that what's keeping these criminals out of your house at night are not really alarm systems or locks. It's the fact that they may get their asses shot by someone with a shotgun in the house or a pistol. So that's what scares them, people. Guns scare criminals. Trust me, they run when you shoot at them, okay? So that's your real protection. And we don't need to tell you that, but that's a fact. It's a fact. Okay, so it's not, and what we're saying here is a lot of these legislators who have the control of maybe even legislating gun rights away actually hold stocks in gun manufacturing. And it's not that they're not trying to take the guns away from you, but they actually want to make money while they're doing it. These are bad people. We know that. So the left-right thing, please, people, this is the most red-pilled radio show you're ever going to listen to, and that's a fact. You get nothing but the truth here, whether you like the truth or not. We may mess around sometime, but we'll tell you when we're messing around. But the truth is the truth, and that's the way we're going to put it out. Now, okay, so a little bit more about this Florida shooting. We only get information that's fed to us, and when you see it come from the mainstream, any moron who watches whether the CNN spin off on it or anything else, any moron who watches the news has to see there's something wrong with what's going on. And just the fact that they even said, after the Mandalay Bay shooting, they want to ban the bump stocks, as if the bump stocks were even used at the Mandalay Bay shooting. I mean, really, after all we know about that, we're still trying to think that, if you ban bump stocks, all of a sudden something like that won't happen? Oh, my God. I mean, it's just so stupid, people. It's almost stupid to talk about it. I really want to believe America's smarter than that, but I don't think it is. I'm sorry. I don't think it is. So, again, they want to take away the guns slowly but surely, but in the meantime, they don't even have to take away the Second Amendment. All they have to do is make every attachment or every part of a gun illegal. And then you can't even use it in self-defense, or you become a felon, even though they're not even prosecuting a lot of the gun crimes that these thugs, whether they're in Chicago or anywhere else, are committing. Jay, do you have anything offhand that you can inform the public on how some of these thugs aren't even being charged when they have illegal guns? How about that guy from Charlottesville, that black dude? Remember you told me that he wasn't, he had, let's tell the public just how concerned our legal system is on limiting gun violence and illegal gun ownership. Why don't you inform them a little bit, Jay?
Okay, well, anybody who wants to look into it, there's a bunch of guys right now that are sitting in jail on federal civil rights violation charges that were at that Charlottesville event. Christopher Cantwell was one of them. He got bonded out, but there's several others in there. It had to do with this black gentleman that was running around, and you could see him on tape. He was throwing freaking rocks at people. He was he was just being a holy terror running around there. And these white guys, they defended themselves. They waited for him to get there. They started the fight. They defended themselves. Well, warrants went out, and they went and arrested these guys, and these guys are in on no bond. And ladies and gentlemen, I've seen individuals, especially black individuals, commit some heinous crimes, shoot people, beat people half to death. Those guys get $10,000 bonds. They're out 24 hours. Happens all the time. And these guys get mandatory no bonds. They can't go anywhere. Well, about a month and a half ago, this same black individual that this supposed victim was caught riding around with marijuana and an AR-15 in the back of his car. I don't know what Virginia laws are, but I know in my area, if you get caught with a firearm and you're caught with drugs, that's a big deal. Yeah, that upcharge it to a felony. That's a major crime. Some of those are punishable, but some of those have prerequisites that a mandatory minimum sentence is associated with. This is what they did. They ended up dropping the marijuana charge. They threw that out, and they gave him a misdemeanor gun charge. So he was back out, paid a fine, and he's loose. And this is a guy that's constantly in and out of jail, constantly causing problems. And it goes to show you that the hypocrisy of it, that these leftist Black Lives Matter guys, they're their little pets. They're their little pets running around. And another big way they take away your gun rights is they make you too scared to exercise them. This might sound controversial, but the whole Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin thing, to me, that wasn't really about racism. That wasn't the problem. What the problem there was Zimmerman, who his neighborhood had been hit on several occasions. He's running this neighborhood association watch out there with all these other people. They're getting car burglaries. All these things are happening. Well, every time they would see something, the cops will tell them, well, be a good little witness. You don't get out of your car and do anything. Don't act. You don't have authority. You don't do anything. You just watch these guys and call us up. So every time he would call, these black guys would take and they would walk between the buildings. They knew the freaking guys like Zimmerman couldn't get out of their cars, and they would lose them. By the time the cops get there, that break coming up, Red 42, we'll be back with this.